to go over what is the Astral Realm, what is my experience, what is my beliefs on what exactly it is, and how to protect yourself when you're astro traveling. I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as possible. I'm trying out a new tool for videos and editing, so kind of bear with me. When it comes to this video, there's a few things I need to say. The first being that it is my own opinion. It is my own experience. As I always say, no two witches, which the same. So most of the stuff that I've been given has been given to me either when I was in the realms or from my actual deity herself. And there is a few things that I've got from over the years of practice, but I want to put that out there so you know where I'm coming from and you can form your own opinions upon that. So when it comes to the Astral Realm, what exactly is it? Now, there's a couple different theories. Some people believe it's where we go when we die. Some people believe that it's purgatory. Some believe that it is a connection to a different dimension. Me personally, I believe that the Astral Realm has been here since time has begun. I believe that it doesn't only interact with our world, it interacts with everything within our universe. So with that being said, the Astral Realm is kind of like a highway. Now, like any highway, you have stops along the way. There is stops for different realms, such as dimensions, different planets, and I'm going to go a little bit more into depth. So, when you come to the people who say, well, it's where you go when you die. Now, I believe that to a certain extent. I believe that there is a plane or a realm within the plane for that experience. But do I think it's the whole thing? No. I also believe that it is not just for us. It is for everything in the universe. Everything can come in and out of that because it all stays within the same realm of existence as we know it. Now, my theory to kind of explain more in depth as to what I mean by everything. We're not the only ones in this universe, even though right now, currently, we think we are. But as we go more and more, civilization is shown, and there's evidence that shows otherwise. So take it as you will. Now, when it comes to things such as mythical creatures and certain entities that we do work with on this realm, or entities that we call upon, I believe that they're part of this astral realm. Even deities are part of the astral realm in some sense. So imagine it like the highway, like I was describing, right? So you're going down the highway, let's say, right here is a certain deity that you're working with. That's the realm that they reside in, that's where they stay. Then you go down some more, and then the next thing you know, you've got the realm of the Fae. Now, they have a realm within the astral plane, but they can come to our plane of existence, if that makes sense, because we're so close. And the reason that I have this theory is because it was shown to me. And also, it makes sense. Now, the story that I was given was this. Back when civilization, when we had the dragons, when we had the Fae, when we had all these mythical creatures, or that what we call as mythical creatures, they resided on our plane, just like they do on every other planet as well. And it got to the point to where humanity was using them for their own personal gain. They were also hurting them. And it got to a point where they got together and they were like, look, we got this astral realm. We can build our own little, the astral plane. We can build our own little realms for each of us on it. But it's going to take us working together to get there. So, I think they collectively came together and was like, this is what we're doing. For those who want to stay here, feel free to stay here. And the ones that stayed here is where we get the mythos and the mythology and the stories. When you hear about someone saying that their god or deity came to them, it's them leaving that astral plane of existence and coming to ours because they're so thin. Spirit activity as well. and why it's so easy for certain things to come in and out. This is my personal theory. There might be other people who's written about it, but I've never read anything that concludes that. But it is my own little personal theory about it. When it comes to it, actually, astral projecting, technically, we're not supposed to be able to actually ascend to that realm unless we are dead or dying. When we get closer to death, we get closer to be able to see things. When we're young, we're able to see things because we're still new in this world and this life. And it allows us to see things that people haven't told us, like, hey, it ain't real. Now, you'll often hear during Samhain that the veil is thin. Now, when they say veil, a veil is a metaphor. It is a metaphor between the astral realm and our realm. So when it gets thin, it doesn't technically get thin. What it is during the darker months, that plane of existence starts moving slower and slower, getting closer to us. And at a certain point, they match up. That's why certain things can happen. That's why there's certain spiritual days. Samhain is not the only one. There are many different cultures that have their specific day. Some say that the Sabbaths that we worship, those are days of gateways as well. They're just different than what we associate with Samhain. Instead of it being more about spirit work, it's about growth. So we're going to work with more of the Fae, more of the elementals, more of the earth guardians, more of the earth gods and goddesses, and each season it kind of goes in between. So that is my personal definition of what the astral realm is. Now, when we're speaking of the astral realm as in a sense of how do you travel there? Well, imagine this. Your body isn't the anchor. Your body is just a physical thing that eventually will die, but your soul will go on. If you don't believe in soul, then you believe in energy. It's the same thing. The energy still continues even after we're gone. So that energy transforms into something different and moves forward. What we do when we get into a state of, some would call meditation, is we detach ourselves somewhat from our bodies to ascend to this astral realm or to ascend to somewhere we want to go. Now, you don't have to always ascend to the astral realm. You can use the astral realm as a doorway pretty much to be able to go from where you are to where you want to go. You can use it for different planets, different dimensions, different places of existence. So, or you can just travel it freely and hope for the best. So when it actually comes to astral traveling, like I said, your body's the anchor, your soul is connected by a cord. So imagine you're a balloon with a cord. That cord attaches the balloon to you. That balloon is a spirit. Then you have the cord which attaches your spirit to that body. And it's attached to that anchor. So when you leave, you're still attached. You're able to come back and go forth. Now, you'll always hear people say, be careful, something can happen, your cord could get cut. These are possibilities. But what they don't tell you is that there's things that you can do to protect yourself and prevent this happening when you're astrally projecting. So when you get to the point to where you're astrally projecting, there's multiple videos out there. If you guys want me to do one, I'll do one. But I'm trying to give you the things that no one talks about. So you get into that astral state of mind. There's two ways to do it. You can do it through meditation and do it that way, or you can do it when you get closer to the sleep realm. So when you're getting about to pass out, which is very hard to gauge, and it takes years of practice to be able to gauge it, is right when you're about to fall asleep, when the last thought and you're holding on for everything you got to keep your eyes open. That is when you want to step out of your body. Now, there's some people who will fall asleep. They will still astral travel, but they will have hard times figuring out between astral travel and dream world. The easiest way to figure out is, how does it feel when you wake up? Do you feel tired? Do you feel like you've been drained, like you've been up all night? Did it feel too real? Could you taste things? Could you read things? What is it in that state of mind that you see? Normally, if you're dreaming, your brain will only come up with so much. So if you look where you're not focusing and look all around you, are you seeing blackness or are you seeing something there? If you're seeing something there, it's an indication of, hey, guess what? This is you astrally traveling. So how do you protect yourself when you're astrally traveling? Now, your body, you want to always protect, and you want to protect yourself when you're there. So we're going to start with your body. Your body is an empty vessel at this point. This means that you are able to have people come into you and people control you. If you don't want that happening, I advise getting an amulet, a charm, writing sigils either on your bed, on your floor, underneath your bed, or writing it on yourself in ash from a fire. Do the sigil for whatever protection sigil you choose. I really hope this doesn't mess up. And it paused while I coughed, which is awesome. So I'm waiting to see if the camera picked me back up. Yay. You gotta love technology. Sorry about that. So, like I was saying, so these are things that you can do to protect your body. You can do a ring of salt around you. You can cast a circle of protection around you as you sleep or meditate. It's up to you. Whatever feels comfortable, whatever's the easiest. Some people will even go as far as setting a crystal grid around them as protection. If you guys want to know about that, I'll make a video about it as well. So what do you do when you're in the astral realm? What happens if you're somewhere and you don't feel comfortable? Well, here's the great thing about astral travel. If you don't feel comfortable and you start to get scared, two things are going to happen. Either one, your body's going to yank you back. Imagine it being like a rubber band. You hold it so far, you get scared. That means you let go of that side that you're at, whatever part of the realm you're in. So if you let go, it's automatically going to come back here, right? That's pretty much what happens. Now, there are instances where you will get stuck. What happens when you get stuck? So you're going to feel behind you, and you're going to feel that cord, and you're slowly going to pull yourself back. That's one way. 2, ask for assistance from your guides, your angels, your deity. I've had to do it more than once because there's sometimes where we go too far or we get stuck in a place that is meant to re-loop and loop and loop, either for the amusement of the keeper of that realm or for the amusement of whoever dwells there. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind. Before you start astro traveling, please make sure that you're ready for it. There are things that you're going to be able to see that you normally don't see. There are going to be things that you think were fake that are not fake. There are going to be things that you've never even imagined thinking of seeing that you're going to be able to see. And this is because it is not only the plane for our existence, but the plane for above every existence. So you're going to get things coming and going in different things. So keep that in mind. Don't freak out. Some of the weirdest people are the most best to talk to, from my personal experience. Now, with that being said, if you think you're sure and you're ready, do your protections for yourself and for when you're in the realm as well. Also, remember that within the astral realm, you are able to do a lot more things magically than you are able to do in this realm. In this realm, we are bound to the laws of physics. We are also bound to the laws of man. So that means that there's a shift of energy. Plus, when you ascend to the astral realm, it's more of a magical, more of a spiritual place of manifestation. So you are able to do things that you're not normally able to do here. So when you know that you're astro traveling, see what your gifts are. We all have certain gifts. So keep that in mind. Another thing, intuition is not just a human trait. It is a trait of the soul, of the spirit. It's like when you meet somebody that you don't like and you don't know why, but there's something about them. It's because your soul recognizes it. They are telling you this is danger. So with that being said, make sure that you got all your little duckies or kitties in a row, however you want to see it. Once you have done that, have yourself a journal or put it in your grimoire, whatever it is, of your astral travels. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you reading? What symbols have you come across? What places have intrigued you? If you can and you're artistically inclined, draw them, keep them. So that way it gives a record for you and future generations if you so choose to procreate. So, with that being in mind, we've covered what I think astral travel is, what I think the astral plane is, how to protect yourself, body and spirit, and what you should ask yourself before you even dive deep. So if you guys have any other questions, if you would like to know something more in depth, or you just want to add your 2 cents of your own personal experience and what you think or feel or whatever it may be, go ahead, leave it in the comments. As always, I've got all the links to all of our stuff. You guys can even support us on Patreon. Right now, I'm in the process of getting a new computer because, as you can tell from this video, it glitched, which I can't have happening when I'm trying to make educational videos. So, if you guys want to help donate, even as much as $1 a month, that would be cool. If not, that's fine. Just share the word with others of the channel, and that's payment enough for me. So, with that being said, always remember that no two witches witch the same, and thank you for tuning in to the Divine Witch, Astral Travel, and Astral Plane.